Hello and welcome back to the cronecast at the Rising Moon. Hey guys, on this channel I post the video versions of my podcast, Logical Magic Examining Esoterica. Please don't forget to check it out. It has all kinds of healing and magic advice on it. But I also do this, I do pick-a-cards. And today's pick-a-card is an old-fashioned yes or no, any question. It is going to be a fast answer format, so there will be a yes, a no, and potentially a maybe, because that can happen as well. And please remember, if you get a no on something that's important to you, it's not that it's no for all time, it's no in this instance, or no for a good reason. So please try to keep that part in mind. Take a moment, concentrate, see which card really calls out to you. We're going to be doing an abbreviated Celtic cross on the tarot to answer the question. You're going to have a moment here to concentrate on the cards. I will see you at the time of your reading, and if more than one pile calls out to you, then by all means watch more than one pile. Take care. Welcome back. Hey, if you chose pile number one, this is your reading. We're putting the number one over there so that people can easily fast forward to their readings. But please remember there are timestamps in the description box down below. There always are. Let's get going with this. Does not have any particular significance. I was just using the Lenormand cards to mark the piles, but of course Clover is about good luck. I did actually shuffle for them, but I didn't have a question in mind. I was just trying to get markers. So guys, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the reading, and if you want to book me for a private reading, at therisingmoon.com is the only way to do so. It is linked in the description box down below, and I also have a Patreon. All right, so the sun in reverse is an interesting one because that can be a no, but it's more in this one, it's not quite the right time. Let's see what we get with the rest of this. I have the Five of Pentacles in the upright, which is anxiety, isolation, sometimes deprivation, being left out in the cold. With the Five of Cups in the upright, we just got 5-5. That's an energy of change. I have the World in reverse. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling here. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which can be letting something go. And then I have the Hierophant in reverse, which is also the number 5. Let's get one outcome on this one with the Three of Swords in the upright. So interestingly enough, this one is actually a maybe, and it's because there's a little bit more healing to be done. You're being asked to release an attachment to an outcome. It is blocking out your outcomes through anxiety. This is one of the meanings for the anxiety. This is a non-conforming energy. Sometimes it's a need to have faith. And of course, the Three of Swords in the upright, it's not the world's most delightful card, but it is an indicator of a broken heart or needing to heal. So you've got a maybe on this, meaning that when you're more healed, revisit this question because you may have a different feeling about it, by the way. That it looks to me like the reason that you want this has to do with an unhealed wound within, which happens, and that is not a judgment, it's just a reminder that it's not. Sometimes we're looking for a painkiller instead of healing, and in this particular one it says you're looking for a little bit of a painkiller. If it has to do with money, please remember that really does only provide kind of a temporary soothing to a deeper wound, and money is fantastic and great, makes our lives much easier, but don't forget to do the inner healing work. So on this one, it's a solid not the right time. But there is a time in the future. It's just you're being asked to do a little bit more work around healing, around letting go of, it looks like, some generational trauma. We have nature is calling you. It wants to touch, fulfill, and protect you with its healing powers. You need to heal. Pile number one, this is a super, super, super straightforward message. Whatever it is you're asking about, the reason that it can't manifest at this particular time, or the reason that it's a not right now, is that you have something you need to heal, and it's never a punishment. They really always are trying to help us. Have the courage to be free. Know that freedom begins where desire ends. So what was I talking to you about? How it's like a need for a painkiller. You want something in your life, you want it to be a yes because you're looking to assuage a pain within. That is not a criticism. It happens to literally everybody. It's just a reminder, hey, there's a little bit more work to do. Let's finish this up with a talisman card. It's particularly if it has to do with feeling alone at this particular time. We often are asked to spend time alone as we heal, because only when we're really by ourselves do we confront what's going on within us. But I have the long-term goal, mindfulness, that is being in the present moment, Your energy is needed for a healing in the present moment. And then I have grounding, which is a security energy. I want one more on that. And we've got union. If you are asking about a relationship, you're still healing from something, by the way. Now, that isn't going to be true for everybody. So pile number 1, that's an interesting one. In the long run, I kind of like the long run energy, but it does say that you're trying to heal from something first, and to please not, mistake the idea of getting what you want as the same thing as being healing. We have an envy card, which can be an attachment. It can be, whenever you get a marker for an attachment, look to Sound Energy Alchemist. They're the best for removing attachments. The Sound Healers is good as well. I have Blossoming Abundance, and then the Garden and the Gate. Sometimes, particularly if you're asking about money, we're asked to confront a fear before it's actually released from our lives, like knowing that, hey, you'll be okay no matter what. But pile number 1, I think your yes is in the offing, and how long. It's going to differ from person to person, but the first number that came through was about 6 months. You've got a little bit of extra work to do, and that, again, please don't shoot the messenger, or, I guess you can't hit me, so okay. But it's a maybe at this particular time because it's not the right time. And it does appear to have to do with either a relationship or money, which makes perfect sense in this setting. But you just got a little bit more healing to do, a little bit more being able to drop into your body to be in the present moment. Remember, an exterior source only ever makes us feel like better for a temporary amount of time. The only thing I want you to know about this is your long-term future feels better. That's the only thing that you really need to hear on this particular one, pile number 1, is that this time next year, you will get this more. You'll hear it and you'll be like, okay, that makes sense now. And if you're in active pain right now, remember, the things that we want really are about pain killing, and pain killing is not healing. And then I have beware, be careful who you trust at this time. Coffin, natural endings abound, take care with your health. And then key, new beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. You've got a little bit healing around something, particularly if you're asking about a new relationship. It's saying that please focus on your relationship with self first, and that to not, give into the idea that learning to process negative emotions are the things that help keep us healthy and well as we go forward. Your luck will change this time next year. Your life is going to feel a lot different. But in the short term, I have a not the right time energy and a maybe on it. And it does appear to be because you might be going after something that you will change your mind on as you heal. Okay, so pile number 1, if you want to book me for a private reading to look into that situation, you can do so at therisingmoon.com exclusively. I will never approach you in comment sections. I'll never try to sell you a reading directly, although I think I've got a sale coming up soon, so you might want to check that out as well. And I'm sorry for the energy on that one, but please remember, today's no is tomorrow's yes. It just may be in a slightly different category. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care. Be well. Pile number 2, hey, welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. These don't have any particular meaning. I did actually shuffle for them. The lady is one of the cards for privilege, again, for the feminine divine, a couple of other things. But again, I did not really intend that to be as a marker. I just happened to shuffle to get markers for the particular piles. So we've got a yes or a no question here. It's a rapid answer energy. We're going to do an abbreviated Celtic cross on that before I get started. Please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. If you want to book me for a private reading, you can do so exclusively through therisingmoon.com. And don't forget about my Patreon. That will be linked in the description box down below. Let's get going for pile number 2. What do we have on the yes or the no energy? What do we have on the yes or the no energy? And please remember, sometimes we get a maybe, and sometimes we get a not right now. So let's see. Trying to do this in as quick a format as possible. I had the Knight of Cups in the upright. That is a resounding yes. Let's keep going with it. With the High Priestess in the upright, which can be secrets, things being concealed, the outcome not being known at this particular time. I have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, which is a new karmic cycle beginning. It is one of the Fate cards. This is a good reading. I have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which is relaxing. And then I have the World in the upright, the start of new things. It's another karmic card. It is a complete cycle. It's having it all. I have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is some anxiety and a lack of confidence. And then your ultimate outcome card is the Five of Wands in the upright. So you have a resounding yes. It does look like there is a change coming towards you. That you're gonna be a little bit more nervous as you go forward, but you had a very, very strong yes with that Knight of Cups in the upright, that you are being asked to relax and to accept your life as it is as you wait for this particular manifestation to come into your energy. But you've got a yes on that, and that the only thing you're being told is that it's actually going to make you like more anxious than you think it will. That you will need to do some work on your root chakra, on some confidence building, on some positive self-talk. They're also asking you to get a tiny bit more movement into your life to get your energy flowing, because that'll help with this manifesting just a little bit more quickly. But this is a strong and a positive yes, with a reminder to take good care of yourself as this particular energy manifests within your life. We have the Healer of the Ages. It's another very positive energy. It's a very healed heart space, victory. And then we have the Door to Spirit with Shemuel, which is a manifestation energy. So pile number 2, you got like just a straight across the board. This is a resounding ding, ding, ding kind of yes. We're going to keep going after just a tiny bit of information to see if there's any advice that you need for this one. But you got a yes on this, particularly if you are talking about a new relationship, because of the Knight of Cups there. I want you to be aware that there is a slight alternative possibility energy on this. So it might take you by surprise what works out. We have the Heartbreak energy, which can be healing energy. That goes well with the Healer of the Ages. Okay. We have Inner Child Healing, messages from Spirit. And then I have past life relationship with family concerns as well. This is a very particular message, and it's one I don't get to give that often. If you're wondering if things are going to work out with somebody from the past, yes, but it takes a slightly strange path. And that's going to be for some people. It's a general reading. Not all energies can apply to everybody. But with the Healer of the Ages, Victory, and Door to Spirit, the only thing that you're being asked to do is to kind of step into a good wellness and self-care program. Potentially with some meditation in it, simply because the only thing that is troubling me on this pile, even a little bit, and I wouldn't call it troubling as much as, like, this is a very, very positive outcome, but then you are actually being reminded that you need to relax, that your relaxed energy will attract what you hope to you more rapidly. I would like to go with an angel answer card. Is there anything else that pile number 2 needs to know in this rapid yes or no? Relax, some meditation would help. Grounding activities always help. And I have success. Let's take one more on this. Okay, we have a no on this. That's the weird energy I've got. Ask your angels and get more information. Success, I don't get the no with ask your angels and get more information. The only thing you're being asked to do is consider more meditation, because this is one of the cards for connecting and meditating. It is one of the cards for intuition, the psychic eye. It looks like you will be able to heal a tendency towards anxiety, and again, a lack of confidence is what I'm picking up. Through some daily movement exercises, potentially yoga would help, but you are being asked to look into some mindfulness to try and speed this along and to make something that is manifesting in your life more comfortable for you. So pile number 2, that was an interesting one. Hey, if you want to book me for a private reading to look into this matter further, you can do so at therisingmoon.com. That's the only way to book me. I have a Patreon that is linked below as well, and I have a podcast. But you just got a resounding no with a reminder that your self-care practices, because it looks like you're getting what you want, but what we forget is that getting what we want doesn't mean that we won't be stressed out by it, because as soon as we have what we want, we're a little bit worried about losing it. And that's the only thing that came through on your pile to be a little bit conscious of, is that in order to deal with some basic insecurities, do a little bit of root chakra work, do some connection work, but it looks very good, and you got a very strong yes on that. I know it said success and then no, but it's more that sometimes getting what we want feels different than we think it will, and that it does apparently tweak out some insecurities. So that's something that you would like to work on as well. Work on your root chakra, listen to sound healings. They're all over YouTube, they're all free. Work on your solar plexus chakra in order to increase your confidence, okay? Pile number 2, that was your reading with a resounding yes. Thanks so much for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, all the fun stuff. Hi, welcome back. If you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. We're going to put the number 3 over here so that people can easily fast forward to their readings, but there will be timestamps in the description box down below. There always are. The anchor card was your marker. I didn't really intend them to have a great impact on the reading. I did shuffle for them, but I wasn't asking a question, so mostly they're just there to help you pick the pile. Let's get going. This is a rapid answer format, so expect a reading of about 6 to 7 minutes or so. What is the answer for pile number 3? Is it a yes or a no? And hey guys, before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. This is the only way to book me, and I will never approach you in comment sections trying to sell you a reading. Ace of Wands in the upright, that is a resounding yes. With the moon in the upright, but the details might be a little bit obscured from you. Okay, and why is that? Because sometimes we focus on our outcomes so much that we get in the way of them. But you have a good start to that with the 5 of Wands, which is a change. It can be competition. It can be rising to the top as well. The Queen of Wands, which is a manifestation energy. It can be the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius fire energy. I'm not much of an astrological reader in how I interpret the cards, but it could mean that. 5 of Cups in reverse, which is an easing of a difficult set of circumstances, a kind of being brought in from the cold, a healing of an emotional world as well. Comes out with the 4 of Swords in reverse. This is the 4, correct? It is the 4 of Swords in reverse, which is taking action. Here's our one outcome. We're doing an abbreviated one, Knight of Cups in reverse, which is a reminder to focus on self, to practice self-affirmation, self-validation, and robust self-care. But you have a yes. It's a strong yes. It does not appear to be a personal relationship on this particular one, but that can differ, and general readings are always going to contain a lot of conflicting information. The anchor card was not meant to define the energy, but this does appear to have to do with like physical security, the beginning of new things, potentially the beginning of a new job. You're being reminded that you run yourself ragged a little bit when things are start happening, and to please practice really good self-care so that you don't burn out. There's a tendency on this table to go towards burnout, so be careful with that. Like when something new starts, you're like, oh, go, invest all of that energy. And you just need to be a little bit careful with it. We have the snake. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. Remember, the thing that I have to remind people all the time is that workaholism is still a form of addiction, and that it is detrimental to our overall well-being. We have goals. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. I believe that with the moon. That's the second one. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. I need you to understand something on your intuition. Because you overinvest your energy a little bit, you're on a need-to-know basis. Meaning that you can ask and ask and ask, but that it's not going to give you any clarified details on it because it is not proven good for you. You get fixated on an outcome and then you pour all of your energy into trying to make that outcome happen. It's a very, very common thing. I see it over and over and over again. But I have a successful energy on this with a reminder from your guides that you overcommit your energy into things that you're really like, you know what's to the wall when something is happening, and to be careful because it does result in burnout for you. Let's go ahead and check the soul's destiny on this to see if there's any further information. We have denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness, peace, which is I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And then I have surrender. I can release my need to control. Yeah. So that thing where you're not going to get a lot of details does have to do with you. It looks like to try and keep your emotional world in order, that you try and have like very rigid guidelines around what will happen and what won't happen. Don't expect that to work for you going forward, meaning that they will change it up. That you will get, like particularly if you're drawing cards for yourself, be aware that you will not get very accurate answers yourself. You do need to go to an exterior source, which almost everybody does need to do that. on a regular basis, because what we want influences what we see. All right, let's see. Let's keep going here. All right, we have this. Sorry about the ping. Somebody just texted me. Here we go. Let's keep going here. Is there anything else I need to know for pile number 3? But you have a strong yes with a reminder not to exhaust yourself. We have the sacred temple, which is a healing energy. I have courage. And then I have letting go. You're being asked to release a need to control. There's work you can do on that as well. There genuinely is. There's work that you can do on your energetic system and your balance to try and release the need to control. Always go towards chakra balancing. They're all over YouTube. They're free. They're very, very helpful indeed. But your fast answer was a yes with a reminder you overcommit your energy. Don't burn yourself out. Please remember to ground. You do too much sometimes when things get started, and that has held you back and delayed things in the past. And so if you want to avoid that same roadblock energy, make some changes in how you approach things. Remember, you're supposed to be working to live joyously, not living to work. Working to live joyously, not living to work. And that you are not your success, but it does look like success is coming towards you if that's what you were asking about. Pile number 3, that was your reading in the rapid style. That is a rapid yes with a reminder for self-care, which is not the first time that's happened here. We all have a tendency to do that. We try to put our actual emotional and physical needs behind us when we're trying to achieve something, and it always, always, always catches up to us. Pile number 3, if you want to book me for a private reading to look into how to do some of that healing, you can do so at therisingmoon.com exclusively. I will never approach you in a comment section trying to sell you anything. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and check out my podcast, Logical Magic, Examining Esoterica, if you want some more healing advice on how to balance your energies and particularly clear your psychic eye as well. But please remember, if you're denied an answer, it's because sometimes getting answers makes you block out your outcomes because you think you have the accurate vision and you don't. You have one that may be based in what you think is supposed to happen rather than what is going to happen. Okay? Take care. Be well. Pile number 4, hey, welcome back. If you picked pile number 4, this is your reading. We're putting the number 4 over there so people can easily fast forward to their reading, but there will be timestamps in the description box down below. These don't really have any bearing on the pile, although I keep saying that, and it does appear that they actually are influencing it slightly. I did shuffle for them. This is the ring card from the Lenormand. It is actually about things like commitments. Let's see what we've got for the rapid answers. We're doing an abbreviated Celtic cross to help explore what the yes or the no or potentially the maybe means. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website at therisingmoon.com in the description box down below. That is the only way to book me, and I will never approach you in comment sections trying to sell you a reading. Here we go. All right, I have the High Priestess in reverse, which is everything becoming clear, and it's not a very clear yes or no yet. Hold on just a second. With the Hanged Man in the upright, not the right time energy. With the 3 of Cups in the upright, it's a celebration, it's friendships, temperance, it's a healing card. It can be parties, it can be partying too much. I have the Justice card in reverse, which is not quite the right time. And then I have the Magician in reverse, which is a slightly darker and manipulative energy, which is interesting to me. And then I have the King of Wands in the upright. So this is an interesting one to me because there is a delay on this and a not the right time, and then it's like this yes energy. But there's a caution about somebody who has ulterior motives in this, okay? And so I don't know what you're asking about, but try to be on your toes because it's a general reading and the specifics will differ from person to person. The King of Wands is a good energy. It's a fire sign energy, but it's like manifestation. It's things happening. The King of Wands can be guided by passion rather than reason or even love. So be a little bit aware of that. There's at the base of this, there's a situation that has not been super fair to you, and that you need to know that if you don't prioritize your own needs, that somebody else is unlikely to. That we really do have to have good boundaries and insist on good treatment. I'm going to, because of the presence of the King of Wands there, the Three of Cups, and the Magician in reverse, I'm going to take a love card on this one. If it's not about love, then the yes still applies, but we're kind of exploring what the rest of these cards might mean. What else do I need to know for pile number 4? Not right now, but it's coming, and be careful when it gets here, because that's what you've got. Not right now, but it is coming, so it's an eventual yes. But be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for, like, should you fully trust the situation? And there's somebody in it who's very much in it for themselves on this table, okay? And it's not you, so be careful there. I have regret. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. Acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. Patience. Everything will unfold in divine timing. And lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. That all fits with what's on my table. Is that this appears to potentially involve a friendship that you want to turn into a romance, or it is a romance that has taken its time. And to be a little bit on your guard about who this other person is. Now, if you're not asking about a romance, again, that was the extended for the energy on this. The yes still applies to you, but it is a delayed yes. Meaning, like, you gotta inhabit your patient energy on this one. It's the weirdest thing that it almost feels like you're gonna get what you want and then wonder why you wanted it. Like, it'll come to you and then you'll be like, oh, mine for the taking, think I'm gonna give it back. But that, again, is a very individual energy, and it will differ from person to person. Let's go ahead and we'll get a House of the Night Oracle card. I've been using different Oracle cards based on the nature of the reading. This is one of the more complex ones. Remember, the Magician in reverse can be a very manipulative energy, or somebody working from their own agenda. Or somebody else trying to take your power is the other energy around that. Let's see what else we've got. I have High Priestess of Spirit. Okay. So we can be facing a truth. That is the Queen of Swords energy. I have individuality and letting go. This is a very interesting one. Then I have deceit. Don't over invest in that, but because I don't have an inveterate liar here, I don't, but I have somebody who's working their own agenda on this. And that was the warning contained in my cards about yes, it is coming. It's going to take more time than you want it to. They're asking you to develop patience. And then don't be too surprised if over the course of, like, the first few months of having this thing in your life, you begin to wonder why you thought it was a good idea, according to my cards. And it's an invitation to really value yourself and to only accept those into your life and situations into your life that will truly be beneficial for you. There is a lesson in it, and don't try to avoid the lesson. It will come to you in a different way. But that there was no heartbreak on that table. There was kind of, I almost want to say, a leveling up of power. That, like, this situation will make you more powerful, but in the meantime, you're looking at a slight delay on something that will eventually become a yes. And then your feelings about it change is what was on my table, okay? Take care, be well. That was your rapid answer on that. If you need to book me for a private reading to look into the matter further, or any matter, attherisingmoon.com is the only way to do so. I also have a podcast, Logical Magic, Examining Esoterica, which talks to you a lot about healing and empowerment, so don't forget to check that out as well. So it was a yes with provisos, pile number 4. Take care, be well. Welcome back. Hey, if you chose pile number 5, this is your reading. Remember, this is a rapid answer reading, so you're going to get a very quick yes or no, potentially a maybe, depending. You chose the letter card. These were not really meant to have any significance on the pile. They ended up having significance on the answers in the pile. So the letters, of course, are about correspondence, news, receiving word. Let's get going for pile number 5. Is a yes or a no on their question. If you guys need to book me for a private reading, you can do so at therisingmoon.com exclusively. I will never approach you in comment sections. And then please don't forget to do stuff like hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, because it helps my channel. All right, I have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright, which is a very strong yes. It's a mastering of a situation. It's a victory energy. With the Three of Wands in the upright, which is an opportunity energy, with the Three of Cups in reverse. We've got 3 in the upright, 3 in reverse, which is about personal power expanding. I have the Ten of Wands in the upright. In the recent past, trying too hard on something has kept something from you. But I have the Six of Wands in the upright, which is a progress, a victory. It's a new energy coming in as well. It's the graduation day energy. Seven of Cups in reverse, which is something manifesting, something coming into this reality. And then I have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is a being brought in from the cold energy. First up, if people are asking about a no contact situation, you will be hearing from that person. Have a little bit of patience with it. Go about your life. Don't stress this part. There's nothing that you should be doing to try and help it along. For anybody else, because general readings, there's going to be different kind of situations at play. Please be aware that there's a very successful energy on this particular pile. That it is about moving forward and rapid expansion and kind of like, you know, it's going to take you a little bit by surprise, by the way. Don't worry too much about like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? It's not very far away. We've got rapid energy with the wands because the wands manifest very quickly, but that they are asking you to kind of just live in the relaxed energy of like, it's getting here when it's supposed to get here, but I know it's getting here. Okay, we have the live playfully with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. That is a learn how to play and relax type of energy, absolutely. But you have a very strong yes on this one. A difficult path is being revealed. Ask for help and learn that we are all connected. Okay. And we have follow your vision. Never lose sight of what is really important, which is also an excellent energy to have on the table. For people who are asking more about career, like a lot of things are happening, but wow, do you ever have to work with, like, I still prioritize my own life. I prioritize my own energy. Let's get going here. Is there anything else that pile number 5 needs to know to help them with this situation? Again, a yes, rapidly manifesting. Yeah, it's pretty rapid. It looks like it's within 2 months. We have isolation, interesting energy. That can be a prioritization of self, celebration, separation, codependent, interesting. Heartbreak, these are very odd energies. Self-sabotage and hot and cold. It's interesting because this is almost no relationship to the tarot draw, and so it must be whenever that happens, it's a message for somebody very much in particular. Please remember, when we're healing from codependency, we almost always are asked to spend time by ourselves until we know ourselves so that we can become more self-protective. And there was an energy on this, and there is an energy of success, but needing to guard your own energy and be just a little bit careful with it. Let's go ahead and we'll get let's get some Enchanted Map Oracle cards. I haven't used those for anybody else to close this guy out. So it's a yes with a cautionary energy around it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And again, I want you to pay attention to the rapid energy on this one. Meaning that like it really will focus in on like having your life in an ordered fashion. Magical Map Shifter, which is everything changing. That's that rapid energy again. I have Flying, the Greater Perspective card. And then I have Education, which is learning new things. I have Dragon's Lair on the back as well. Codependency is interesting to me because like it's interesting that if this is about a relationship, be careful. Even when you've done all your healing, it has an attachment with it and it can come back to you. You have to just, awareness is the thing that saves you from it. You don't need to be afraid of it at all. Just to keep aware that it's like, hey, we can do all that work and then be very surprised when something just kind of comes back. But that I don't really have that on the table here. The only thing I have is like, keeping your eyes on the prize with that follow your vision thing. Please remember to, maintain healthy habits to get healthy results. That's just the only thing that's here that's concerning me at all. Earth, utilize logic, reason, and common sense. That's a very like 3D energy, by the way. And then I have the Wyvern, your secrets are safe. And then I want one more on it, which is the dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait with true feelings are masked on the back. The only thing I'd advise you to do is do some attachment removals. They're available on like places like the Sound Energy Alchemist. It's always important to do a search and be guided to things that are truly right for you. So when a reader or anybody tells you, hey, go and look it up, they're not being lazy. You need to be guided to the source that is right for you on that one. Anybody else want in on this? Let's go ahead with the Island Time Wellness, which are also called the Love Oracle, which like they've been rebranded like 3 times. But let's get some closing advice on this one. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Focusing out can be an interesting energy as well. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Wanting to date. See, the thing about the Six of Wands, it can be a new person coming in. So for some people, we're talking about that mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. Okay, I want you, and then we have addiction on the back, which is codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block or restraint. The only thing you need to be aware of is something new is happening in your life. If you're asking about no contact situation, you will hear from that person. It looks like fairly rapidly, but you're being aware, you're being asked to be aware of any ways in which you potentially self-sabotage and to check out how to heal from codependency. There's a how to heal from codependency frequency as well. That it's not looking active. It looks like you've done all of your work, but it does it tries to come back and reclaim you when it gets an opportunity to. That was an interesting one, pile number 5. You got a yes on this with some, and caution around being sure to prioritize healthy habits and the new things that are beginning for you, because you have a tendency to overcommit energy. Your second pile that got that message about overcommitting energy and trying to be careful with that. And does codependency ever resolve entirely? You're always in recovery from it, and there's always a potential to backslide, but it's nowhere near as bad as other forms of compulsive or addictive energy. Pile number 5, that was your reading. If you need me for a private reading, you can find me at therisingmoon.com. At therisingmoon.com, I'm tripping over my tongue. Exclusively, I will never approach you in comment sections to try and sell you a reading, but I sure would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the like button, because it helps my channel. If you need more healing advice, check out Logical Magic, Examining Esoterica. That is my podcast. I hope you found this helpful. Take care. Be well.